Good evening, everyone. The moment has arrived and the time is now. It is your Season 9 preliminary final, the Grand Final qualifier, do or die, and it is a Season 8 Grand Final rematch. It is Will K and the Melbourne Storm at home taking on Damien Moana and the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. What a battle this is set to be. These two powerhouse sides, probably the two most successful teams in recent history in the SRL, and there is no better way, no bigger occasion than this. Two formidable opponents, two rivals you could even say. It is the defending Premier Bulldogs taking on the Melbourne Storm, the runners-up from last season, looking for vengeance, and what a way to do it in front of a sold-out Amy Park here from Melbourne, Victoria. Joining me on the sideline is our sideline analyst, Kill Way and Kill. Great evening here tonight from Melbourne. The atmosphere, it's loud, it's raucous, provocative. It's everything you could describe it to be for a finals match of this occasion. What are you looking forward to from both sides?
Well, both teams here tonight. I mean, Melbourne Storm host, and they've got a big crowd here in Amy Park tonight. And I think more than anything, the forward packs from both teams going to really shine tonight. A few changes for Melbourne to try and accommodate for this huge pack that the Bulldogs have. I think as the Bulldogs come away with a win tonight, that is where they're going to win their meters and win their game.
Oh, no, big hit on Corey Bell. They are trying to send a statement early, the Bulldogs, and I'll tell you what, I am hyped for both sides. I'm also stressed for both sides. We know what the stakes are in this game and what's on the line. You'd rather probably make this game and make it to the grand final. You don't want to lose and go down wondering one game away from the big dance, the biggest stage of them all. SRL Season 9's Grand Final next weekend. How good is it going to be? But off the first set, just shy of their 30, and the Bulldogs, a lot of experience, especially when we talk about the finals. The Titan Maxwell, what a superstar he's been. And the fullback battle between him and Corey Bell is one you have to keep your eyes out for tonight, as we see Cameron Hodgson tries to inch his way forward into Storm territory, 5th and last now, so keep an eye out for the kicking game. But oh, big Casey Namana getting in the way, and the home fans will get stuck into him over that one. Great starting field position for the Storm. Maverick Oldfield, one of the OGs of this Storm side. He's been to many finals games, many grand finals, alongside this good bloke right here, James Thorne, one of the greatest hookers the league has ever seen. Second tackle, and it's a beautiful cutout ball to Wilmot. And the Storm just marching their way inside the red zone. Left side cutout ball. Cruz Spencer lines it up against Marshawn Metcalf, who will be departing the Bulldogs. Oh, taking off the ball, and it's going to be a high tackle. And this one getting chaotic early here. Hill. Geez, I tell you what, both teams, they're just going at each other's necks early in this one. They want to set the tone right from the jump. Yeah,
both teams are getting very physical there. The Storm off the back of the error. Got the penalty now and going for the 2. Early call from the bench to do that. And, I mean, they're just getting stuck in. And there's a lot of history, obviously, with last year's grand final. Both teams are going to be wanting this game more than any other. Maybe even more than the Premiership, just to get the win here.
Yeah, and opening 2 points, courtesy of Trey Bontakahu and TBK. He's certainly stood up ever since his move to Melbourne, and he's become a perennial figure here. He's going to have to stand up tonight. When we talk about the kicking game, going up against the likes of Damien Moana and Daniel Hellier, it's going to be tough for the home side. But, oh, there you go, straight off the back fence. And he runs it straight into a brick wall known as Casey Namana. But this is the sort of physicality we expect from both these sides. They love to play a physical brand of footy that opens up the lanes for their backs to just go out there and carve their own way, as we see. Equipped with it now. Dish out to Jack Jimmy. And the Storm just playing one-up footy at the moment. 4 tackle inside the 40. They go right. Equipped with it. Taking in a 2-man effort. 5th and last now. What is the kick option here? They're going to go to Will K, the captain. Looking to try and lead his side to a 3rd consecutive grand final. How good would it be, especially for this Melbourne side who, when we speak about Season 1, I was there personally. It was a bit of a traumatic experience. It wasn't the best days for the Melbourne Storm, only lasting 1 season, but Will K, he has resurrected this club from the ground up. And now the Storm, one of the benchmarks of excellence in the SRL alongside the Bulldogs. This is primetime footy at its finest. Casey Nam on a straight run. Big bump off, and the Bulldogs looking like they're emphasizing physicality in their game plan here tonight. See if they can weather down this Storm. That will just be relentless in their line defense. 5th and last now. About 22 meters away from the line. They'll drop it in the deep pocket. Moana goes high, but it's shallow. Probably didn't hit that one right. Drew Spencer now on the return. He'll try and get past TTM, but he's caught up in the chase from Damien, I think it was. But now great starting field position for the Storm. Oh, through Maverick Oldfield they go. Don't let the surname fool you. He's still got the young legs on him. Maverick Oldfield, Queensland rep. Also played for the Kangaroos. My third tackle, the Storm finding themselves just shy of the red zone. They go to Logan, guys. Just targeting this left edge here of the Bulldogs line. 4 tackle. Are they going to swing it out wide? They go midfield. Corey Bell with a step. Oh, and he tries to get through. 2-man effort needed to bring him down, turn him on his back. 5th and last, and the Storm right on the try line, looking for their first try of the game. Corey Bell with a scoop back in the pocket. It's a grubber. Mason Remy picks it up. The big fella tries to charge over, but he's turned on his back. Desperation stuff there from Canterbury Bankstown, and a lot of pressure early on from the Storm here. Kill.
Yeah, a lot going on in that play there. That was incredible defense from the Bulldogs just to get able to stop Corey Bell, stop Mason Remy. Some quite incredible stuff. 2 back-to-back try savers from them, so it's going to show how hard it's going to be. Oh, it's a big hit there, but how hard it's going to be to score tonight.
Yeah, and if we've got players mic'd up, those mics are probably busted by now. It's only been 10, 11 minutes, and already the big contact is just... It is emphasized throughout this game. We've seen it early on. Plenty of actions to go in your prelim here from Melbourne. And who is going to be there on grand final day on the return? Kobe Kelly, the hometown hero. He will take this one coast to coast to the raucous crowd here at Amy Park, drawing first blood. And Kobe Kelly will score the first try of the game. 6-0 kick to come from right in front. Beautiful stuff there from the Storm.
Yeah, that's excellence there from Kobe Kelly. You could just see the way that he's been playing this final series. I think he's scored a game in every single one of the Storm's finals games so far. And he has just been incredible for them this season. Out of some really tricky moments, he has just been able to rise the Storm out of the ashes. So that's just on form for Kobe Kelly and real great stuff. The Storm will be very happy with this start, but the game is... I mean, we're only very early days yet. The Bulldogs, I dare say they're going to hit back soon.
Yeah, this is the sort of situation that really sparks the Bulldogs to step up their game. But 8-0, Melbourne off to the ideal start here at home. You could feel that energy when Kobe Kelly made the open break. Crowd behind him, the young blood from Melbourne's northern suburbs. And he's been to the finals many a time before as well. And he is known for those kick returns. Kobe Kelly just needs a little bit of space and he'll maximize that opportunity more often than not. So a great start for Melbourne. The visitors going to try and potentially force a mistake, but probably just stick to their defense and rely on trying to wear out this Melbourne attack. Second tackle now. And the Storm. The pain of yesterday or yesteryear in the Season 8 Grand Final. We'll go to our sideline analyst, but Kill, tell me, was that emphasized throughout the week? You know, is this a personal game from the Storm? We'll get to that in a minute. Good offload, line break from Mason Remy. The captain, Will Cave, 4th tackle now, and just shy of the line. But was that emphasized?
Yeah, the Storm, you can see through just in the camp this week the way that they were targeting. They actually had a photo of Thomas Wallace on one of the tackle pads. It was that intense for them. They don't want to go down the same way they did, and that's a shock in playing the last from Storm. But yeah, it's definitely a grudge match for them. It may not be reciprocated for the Bulldogs, but it's definitely a grudge match here for Melbourne.
Yeah, and Damien Moana, how many times has he been to the finals? He knows what it takes to get the job done. Been a part of a premiership with the North Queensland Cowboys a few seasons ago, leading his Bulldogs to their inaugural one last season. And tremendous strides for the Bulldogs back in the prelims, their 3rd consecutive one. looking to try and go to back-to-back grand finals. A lot of fans making the effort from Belmore, Bankstown, Lakemba, you name it, they're here. They're loud and proud to try to Maxwell. Steps Corey Bell. TTM will go through, lets the goose loose. And the visitors score their first try of the game. As we take to the TBC Live replay, just one-on-one with Corey Bell. Now, I think it was equipped with it there on the chase. In vain, though. TTM, that's what he does, Will, and he's just put it on show here tonight to get the Dogs' first try of the game.
Yeah, Tatiera Maxwell, the Melbourne Storm's newest signing, putting Melbourne under a bit of pressure now on the scoreboard, only 2 points ahead after that one. That's a fantastic try, and you could just see it looming. That inside pass, it was perfectly placed just into his hands, and Corey Bell had no clue what to do in that situation. Equipped with it, almost got him, but Maxwell, just too experienced, knew exactly where he was going to go and how to avoid it. And he's just got a knack for scoring tries like that.
Yeah, and 8 points to 6 is the score. Melbourne currently holding a 2-point advantage, and it's a good point to make. Both fullbacks could potentially be playing their last club game. Corey Bell departing the Storm for the Broncos at the end of the season. Oh, and off the return. Get that in here. Kobe Johnston cops one off the first hit there, but TTM, they're booing his name tonight here at Amy Park, but they'll be cheering it loudly next season. He is the marquee signing for the Storm, and it's going to be great to see what he can do in a purple jersey, but he's got a point to prove here tonight. He wants to finish the story, as they would say in the world of WWE. And and a big mistake, the Bulldogs, unforced mistake there. Turnover just shy of the red zone, and that is the momentum killer for them. The Storm prime look just inside the red zone now.
Yeah, great stuff there for the Storm. Well, I mean, not for the Bulldogs, but the Storm, they're looking forward to this set here. It's all about capitalization now, and whether they can really set this one and score points off it, or whether they're going to let this opportunity go begging.
The tackle now on the Storm with a great chance to reply. Reverse pass out from James Thorne, and Kane Nielsen will drag it all the way across the line, and the Storm reply back with a counter punch. 4 points to the good, you'd have to say. Kane Nielsen could not be stopped from that distance. One-on-one there, and I think it was Kobe Johnston trying to get him down, but Will, what a great reply from the home side, and that's the way you
that's a great reply there from the Melbourne Storm. It was just a bit of a weird play. Thorne didn't really know where to put the ball, but just like an old player, Harry Grant, you know, he took it out from ruck, gave it to his halfback, and let his halfback do his thing. Great hands from with it to give it to Nelson, and just that cross play, a little bit too confusing, a bit too much for the Bulldogs there.
And TBK should be an easy conversion, and he will slot this one right over the middle. 14 points to 6. The Storm currently leading the Bulldogs. Your Season 9 prelim final, 1 of 2. And who is going to book their spot? That is the question that remains as we enter the second quarter of this game. Plenty of footy left to be played, but will that mistake from the Bulldogs, it cost them dearly with points, you know, inside your own half, and they were looking for the 40-20 kick, but just miscommunication, and they weren't ready for it. Big mistake, turns into points conceded. How are they going to get back in this one? You know, and who do you think has to stand up for the Dogs to get it done?
I mean, we've already seen Tatiera Maxwell, and I think he will stand up in a big way, but there's a couple of players here. I think Thomas Wallace, namely, and Daniel Hellier, especially in the second half when he moves to 5'8", that will more than likely be the players that stand up for this Bulldogs. We've seen them get it done quite frequently in the second half in this final series, so we know what a danger they are in this second half here, the Bulldogs. And I think that your danger men there are definitely the combination of Maxwell and Hellier together to really pose a threat to teams.
Yeah, and Corey Bell trying to sneak around that right edge, brought down in a two-man effort. 5th and last now, substitutes on for the Storm, and the Bulldogs subs should be coming on at this point. Manufar Philly off one. Bunty Cambolo. He stepped inside, tried to go back outside, but Corey Bell, a great job to read him, but he's out of position. If they can exploit the gap, could be dangerous, but a great defensive stop there. Tedesco can't put his head through. As we see, another forward pass, another mistake here from the Dogs. And they are just their own worst enemies at the moment. Defensively, they've been sound. And it's a high tackle. This one is turning hostile, Will. And I'll tell you what, sparks are flying out there. Will Kay's getting stuck into the opposing captain of Damo Moana. It's
Yeah,
getting
you can just see
heated out
Damien Moana and Will Kay come face to face there. Just a little bit of push and shove between them. Obviously, very protective of his fullback, Will Kay. So I think that there may be some altercations coming on the field shortly if the Bulldogs don't clean up their act.
Yeah, it is getting oil. You can cut the tension with a knife here at Amy Park. Oh, it's an intercept straight for Thomas Wallace on the goal line. And the Storm, right idea, wrong execution. They could have put another one on the board. But now the Bulldogs, in a time of need, Thomas Wallace steps up and answers some prayers. But a lot of work to do now, and the Dogs, they're going to have to try and clean up their act here because discipline has been lacking. The mistakes have been costing them. And this is not the sort of performance that is going to win you a prelim final, let alone win a grand final. So they need to turn things around quick, smart, fourth tackle, potentially in kick formation. But they're going to try a trick play. Filippo Gould tries to sneak through. At the halfway line, he'll go. But then last year, 24 played in your SRL final series. Proudly brought to you by TBC Live. Who is going to book their tickets to Sydney next weekend? Who is going to be in the hunt for premiership glory? Two powerhouse sides going at it, giving us a battle that the neutral fan will be loving at this point. But both sets of fans nervous, tense. We know this is what comes with the occasion. This is what comes with finals footy. And who is going to be the first to crack? Still plenty of footy to go. Bulldogs stepping up defensively on this set. They haven't conceded too much ground. Fourth tackle, this could be dangerous. With it, does the right thing, holds the footy. I thought he was going to pass it for that risky draw play, but fifth and last now. Jack Jimmy from the right centre. Great boot on him towards the corner. Bunty Cambolo trying to get through, and Jack Jimmy wraps him up. And now it's starting to settle down here a bit, Will, but it just feels like it's a tug of war at the moment. Who's going to be the first to flinch? And at the moment, the Storm probably just looking to hold and maintain their 8-point advantage.
Yeah, you would think at the moment just 8 points is what the Storm want to go in at halftime. The opportunities not presenting themselves too often. We know... Oh, the quality of the side. That's Hopsgood.
Oh!
That's a great hit.
Oh my
It's Tama.
goodness.
He's
Hobbs
folded
could get that
Tama.
in here, he says. He's folded his mind's mentor rival from the Mount Druitt Kings. Maybe a bit of personal animosity in that contact, but what a play that has turned this one around once again for the Storm at the 10. Cut out ball. Will Kay dishes it out to the man himself, Hopsgood. He's become a fan favourite here in Melbourne. Third tackle, cut out dish. Logan, guys, trying to barge across, turned on his back. And the Storm getting closer on the goal line. They could reach out and try and dart from dummy, but they'll go dish out through the middle. And equipped with it, turned on his back. Carl Lewis, the official, will call this one back. Fifth and last now. Pressure mounting for the Dogs. Oh, and a mistake there from the Storm. Referee ruling play on. Something from nothing. Corey Bell gets an offload. And that one could have threatened to turn ugly, but Corey Bell trying to save the play. Not a bad job there, but just nothing doing at the end of it.
Yeah, not much going on there for the Melbourne Storm. A bit of a mix-up. We often see that when you get held up on the fourth, there's a bit of a mix-up on the last there, and just the Storm falling victim to that there. That's a great run from Filippo Gould, and an offload away to top it off. The Bulldogs, here they come.
Marching downfield already in Storm territory. Second tackle. They'll go inside dish to Thomas Wallace. Heavily involved, playing at the lock spot, and he is a MVP winner from that position, so he'll be looking to step up and stand out above the pack here. It's Tama Tutafa. Fourth tackle at the 30. They'll shift it left. Left step from Johnny Columbus. One-on-one with Corey Bell. Great stop from Bell. Fifth and last now. Bulldogs inside the red zone. What is the play? They're going to go in the pocket. Moana sends it high. Who's going to go for it? Are they going to let it bounce? Kobe Kelly playing with fire, but a great take from the Victorian winger. And that one getting a bit dicey for the Purple Army here at Amy Park. Great crowd figures all season. Ever since the K era, it has just been a sea of purple week in, week out. And the home field advantage, it certainly helps in times like these when you've got the crowd behind you. But Corey Bell from dummy half, a jack of all trades, you could say. Not a bad run from the fullback. 5th and last now. As they go just before the 40 TBK. It's a short kick straight to Angie Slugger. And if it wasn't from that stop, Manu Faifili, I think it was, there to bring him down, that could have turned into potential points. But now the visitors looking to notch at least another try before half-time. But the defensive effort from the Storm has been almost second to none tonight. It is just no telling which way this game will go, despite the scoreline and the deficit separating these two. It is still neck and neck at the moment. 4 tackle inside the red zone. They go to Filippo Gould. Wrapped up well by Hopsgood, I think it was, at the 10. 5th and last now. Bulldogs in the pocket. Damien Moana takes a few steps, hits a bomb towards the corner. And it's taken by Johnny Columbus, but he's wrapped up straight away. And a bend don't break effort from this Melbourne defense, Will. And I'll just probably be hoping to hold that into the halftime break, equipped with it. Copping a big hit.
I've got to say, equipped with it has been extremely impressive tonight. He's just been copping it from all the props from the Bulldog side. And he's still gotten up. Hasn't spilled a ball yet. Hasn't done any of that. So for a little fella playing at halfback, he has been very impressive with being able to hold onto the ball.
Yeah, and he's holding his own out there alongside TBK. Manu Faifili taking that run. 4 tackle. They could potentially be in 40-20 range. No. They're going to go for it. Equipped with it. Oh, it's a shallow kick. Didn't hit that one right. Johnny Columbus off the return. Can he take it to the house? Corey Bell caught up again defensively. Great effort, but now the Bulldogs running pressure. They're trying to knock another try in before half-time. Something to build off heading into the second half of what's been a tightly contested contest. They'll shift it to Daniel Hellier. Cops a few boos from the crowd here. Daniel Hellier, 3rd now. Inside dish, Thomas Wallace, flat service out to Moana. And the Bulldogs captain loses the couple post-contact. 4th now. Ooh. The Dogs just marching their way. TTM, oh, what a beautiful try. Offload to Tedesco. Open space. And TTM drawing in all the defenders around him. Just left Tedesco with all the time and space in the world to...
Yeah, great stuff there from...
Oh, well, that one.
Sorry, you cut out there for a second, Sonny. That was a great try there from Jack Tedesco. He's really stood up in that 9 role, so I think we'll see him here more often next season. To Tierra Maxwell, great offload there, and he really just a try assist that only he could do. The Storm, they were under pressure for a while. They didn't help themselves out with that kick. They need to get back in the saddle here. The Bulldogs, they're looking quite strong out there at the moment, so they'll take a lot of confidence from that, and I dare say we'll probably be launching an assault just going into this last 4 or so minutes.
Yeah, and it's that penalty goal that's separating these two sides. Could it be the final denominator at the end of this game? 14-12. The Storm leading the Bulldogs here from Melbourne. Just under 4 minutes left in this first half. And the Bulldogs striking back with a Tedesco try. TTM try assist. So Melbourne fans getting a good sneak peek at what their marquee fullback can do. Albeit in the opposition jersey, but still with the lead, and they'll be looking to hold on to it. The Bulldogs finding a bit of momentum in these past 5 minutes. That's a crucial intercept from Hopsgood, and what an impact he's having off the bench. A big turnover forced from the tackle, and now an interception. He's certainly stepping up here. Second tackle now, and the Storm. Could they potentially put in one more try before the break? They've got about 2 minutes to do it. They go through their skipper, Will Kay. He's wrapped up 33 away from the line. Third tackle from dummy. James Storm puts a big fend on. Gets an offload to Will Kay and the Storm duo. Working magic off that play. Fourth tackle now. Where are they going to go? Options both sides. Inside dish to James Storm, and he'll just take a straight runner. 2 meters away from the line. 5th and last. Last roll of the dice. The Storm, they go short equipped with it, but he's wrapped up. Clutch stop from the Dogs. And that one needed to be made from Canterbury Bankstown, but good pressure from the Storm, and off the return, Bunty Cambolo. Final minute of play in this first half. Melbourne Storm 14, Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs 12. Who was going to take this game tonight? Who was going to book themselves a spot in the grand final for season 9? We've got another half to find out the answer to that question as we tick down the clock here from Amy Park. And there you go. Half time, 14-12. We will see you in the second half.
I'm just waiting for Kiss Cam to come on. On me. It's not happening. Do you like it? Do you like it? The environment here, do you like the footy? Yes, we're on. Yeah, we're live.
Yeah,
You're not you when you're hungry.
This is an amazing
Snickos.
reception that we've received.
Hey SRL fans, want to support the league further? Join the Simulation Rugby League Patreon. Get exclusive access to additional content, early access to league releases and supporter-only giveaways and upgrades. Whatever you're looking for, we have something for every fan. When you become a Patreon, you're more than just a spectator. You're a crucial part of our team. Your support helps us keep delivering the high-quality matches and content that you love, and it ensures that we can keep the SRL experience growing for fans of all ages. It's super simple. Head to our Patreon page, pick the tier that's right for you, and you're in. Every bit of support helps us grow and makes the SRL an even better place for everyone. Now, back to the game.
"40 minutes remaining in this prelim. 40 minutes left to book your place in the grand final. Welcome back to Amy Park here from Melbourne, where it is the hometown team, the Melbourne Storm, leading by 2 points, 14-12 against the Bulldogs in what was a tightly contested first half, a physical battle to say the least, especially early on. A couple of early penalties and high tackles conceded from the Dogs, but it's been that sort of a game. Sonny Tyre in the box alongside our sideline analyst in Kill Way. And Kill, your thoughts on that first half, and what do both teams have to do to try and get themselves back in this game? I don't know how that's been missed. Amy Park crowd not happy, but your thoughts on that first half?
Great first half from both teams. I thought, oh, there we go. Comes back to the Storm. But great first half, I thought, from both teams. The Storm, they completed really well. They let a couple opportunities slip when they probably could have scored points, but just being very conservative. The Bulldogs, a lot more errors from them, but really good showing in that last period of 20. If they keep playing like this, they're going to come away with the game here.
Yeah, they certainly found their groove heading into the back end of that first half, and they'll be looking to try and continue that momentum for the Storm, looking to try and just reset the game plan and get back to it, holding the 2-point advantage. Can't help but feel like this one could be down to the wire, but Manu Fa'afili cops a big hit, and he's slowed to the ruck back to the line. He's probably going to feel that one for the next few days, but it has been that sort of a game. Both teams putting on the big hits. They do not like each other one bit. It is the modern SRL rivalry. The two most successful teams of the past few seasons, when you look at their track records, nothing but winners, nothing but experience, nothing but marquee names and future legends of this game. This is a classic in the making, folks. If ever I've seen one or the signs of one, this is certainly one to remember. Damian Moana, fifth and last, looks for the open space. Maverick Oldfield on the return, and he'll pump the big legs, the old fella. He won't be able to get past TTM. But TTM out of position if they can get it out to Corey Bell. But they go to Wilmot. But now the Storm inside Bulldogs half. It's a great starting point. If they can try and get into the red zone, give it to Quit With It or TBK. Get a good kick in there. They can pin some pressure against the visitors, but we know how tough and physical their line is. Corey Bell hits a step straight through the middle. He'll try and get through. Try saving ankle tap, but Corey Bell, he'll go through, get up for another effort, and untouched on the second try. Corey Bell, what a superstar. Beautiful try there from the Storm.
Yeah, that's excellent stuff there from the Melbourne Storm. Corey Bell given the ball, and just both players going for an ankle tap there. No one to wrap him up. They thought the tackle was complete. Corey says, no, thank you. I'll take this try. And he does just that. Gets up, puts the ball over the line. And the Storm up by 6 now, possibly 8 if TBK gets this one. They'll be happy with that start to the second half.
Yeah, and pressure conversion for TBK. Just shy of the uprights. And he'll manage to squeeze it in, 20-12. The Storm with an 8-point lead, but TTM just after that try was conceded, giving his team a bit of a spray. He made the effort, but no one there to back him up. Not sure who it was standing there just watching. It might have been Joseph Jackson. I'm probably wrong, but in these sorts of games, in these sorts of moments, you have to back up, your fullback. You have to be on the ball and in support at all times. And just a simple lapse in defensive, the defensive effort has turned into points. And could that prove critical by the time this game is said and done? Storm 20, Bulldogs 12.
Much higher scoring than the last time these two teams met.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's already, I think, doubled the points amount, maybe triple at this point. So, yeah, the neutrals getting their money's worth. We're seeing some entertaining footy out there.
It's 4 times as much.
One hell of a vicious game. Yeah, I think we're about to see a full-on scrap at this point because these two sides have been getting stuck into each other. And it's what you want to see in the finals. You want to see how much it means to both teams, and that's put on a competitive game like we've seen so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Bulldogs, they're just such competitors, even in this position at the moment. You can't really write them off at any stage in the game. The Storm, they're still not easy. They're still not home set. They've got 30 minutes left, and they're only up by 8. That's a 2-score game, and the Bulldogs, they do 2-score games in the last 2 minutes. So we've seen what this team can do, and we just want to make sure that the Storm don't become susceptible to the scoreboard safety that they may feel at some point.
Yeah, feels like a bit of deja vu, doesn't it? We'll for 4th tackle now. Hopefully we don't get a case like that from what we saw last night in the NRL game. Or, well, last week at this point when you're watching. But both sides putting on one hell of a contest. Just over half an hour to determine one of the grand final participants. And both teams, they want it oh so bad. You can feel how much this occasion is starting to play into the game of these two sides. 1 hour footy being played so far. And the Storm, 2nd tackle, shy of the 40, making good ground from this set. Through Wilmot they go, off the left edge, offload away to Will Kay. And a great run from Ryan Wilmot. He has been a serviceman for this club for the past couple of seasons. Corey Bell through the right edge. A nice juke. TTM there to make the cover tackle. 4th now. The Storm trying to exploit a line break. Phoenix Murphy pokes through, 15 away from the try line. 5th tackle now. Double pass in the pocket to quit with it. It's a good kick. What is the play? Are they looking for a tap back? It's Angie Slugger. And Slugger wrapped up as soon as he makes contact with the footy. But a lot of work to do for the Dogs now. And Cameron Hodgson runs like that. Gets them a bit of space to work with now. Corey Bell up in the ruck. Watch out. They'll go to TTM. But a great stop. Manu Far.
Take care of Manu, please. Take care of Manu.
And Manu, could it be the last time he experiences finals footy? No,
Under Sunny Tire, yes, probably. He's going under the Rabbitohs flag next year.
Hopefully he can bring us some premiership experience. Be greatly appreciated. 5th tackle now. Hell yeah. Just sends it downfield off the return. Kobe Kelly shrugs off one. And that was looking dangerous, but a great starting field position here for the Storm. And you can't help but think, oh, Will Kay, the skipper, takes matters into his own hands. Oh, and Tedesco with an intercept, but he pays a price for it. Nearly plays the ball the wrong way. But, oh, geez, that one looking dangerous. And Canterbury Bankstown with the intercept. But now they'll be looking to try and capitalise off this momentum. I think they've been looking a bit fatigued. There's been a lot of defensive effort that they've had to make throughout this game and not making much meters off this attacking set. 4th tackle at the halfway. They'll shift it wide to Maimai Maiava. 5th tackle now. The Bulldogs, a stagnant set, you'd have to say. Can they kick themselves into a better position? Thomas Wallace, thought that was going to be a mix-up there between Oldfield and Bell. And Oldfield, he's been having a game tonight. He's finding the holes in the line. And the experience of Maverick Oldfield. Oh, no, that's a big mistake. TBK throwing an absolute shocker pass. And that's one off the hook for the Dogs now. Pressure mounting inside the red zone.
Oh, that's a shocker. That's an all-time shocker. And in such a position, in such a moment, I mean, we've seen what Storm Sixers can do before in finals, especially on their own 20, but that is probably the worst I've seen. Oh my goodness, Thorne.
Oh, there you go.
My Lord and Saviour.
James Thorne. He stepped up. They might need a statue out front of Amy Park after this game if the Storm can win it. Especially if they can go and win their second premiership. They're looking to try and get into their third consecutive. It is the standard that has been set at this club alongside a team like the Dogs. Only 8 points the difference as we enter the final quarter of this game.
The defense.
The nerves are getting tense. Here in Amy Park and the Dogs, stepping up defensively for tackle. They go to TBK. We'll dish it out to Will K. Big fan from the Storm skipper. A great line break from Will K. And he has just turned this game on its head with that run alone. Fifth now coming up for the home side. Equipped with it. He's been good off the boot all night. Finds open space. Angie Slugger takes it over the sideline. And this could be a dagger blow for the Dogs right here, Will. That was a great kick. Yeah,
beautiful kick there from Equip with it. Just look at the angle on this. He knows that there's no winger out there. Tatira Max out of position. Slugger's pushed across. Puts it in the corner. By the time Slugger gets it, he can't stop. He can't turn around. That is just great trickery from with it, who's got a bit of experience at fullback in the mine. So that's just real good stuff there.
Yeah, and he's been targeting that side of the field all night, and he finally gets something go his way. The Storm are over. Corey Bell, second try of the night. Through that same edge he goes, and he's found his second pie of the night. He's feasting here tonight. Filippo Gould there in the effort, but no one to assist. And Corey Bell has just booked the Storm one step closer to a grand final. And crunch time in the final quarter. The Storm find themselves up by 12 and potentially 14. Kick to come.
Yeah, that is a great try there, and all off the back of that beautiful Equipped with it kick. He's in good position, just able to put it in the corner, and now that they've really paid their rewards there, they've got their rewards, the Storm. So good that they've been able to execute that. Once again, how many times do I have to say it? Don't get complacent. You're 14 points up. You're not 30 points up. Don't start pulling silly things out. Back your defense. Work hard. The Bulldogs have to come to the Storm now, not the other way around. So make sure that you don't become complacent and just go through the motions.
Yeah, the Storm up by 14, 26-12 in your prelim. And what a game from Corey Bell. He's certainly starting to step up. And there's just nothing more dangerous than finals Bell. In times and moments where you need someone to step up, get you out of a hole. He's the one that puts his hand up. Finds a way to get it done. But make no mistake, this game is far from over. The Dogs still well within the fight. But you'd have to think they need to be the next team to score. Otherwise, it just might be too little too late for them to come back. Logan Guy straight through the middle. Offload away to TBK. And the Storm finding comfortable meters through the midfield. That was probably the area of the field you wanted to avoid in the first half, but maybe fatigue playing its part. Because now the Dogs, they've let up some easy runs through the trenches. Fifth tackle now inside opposition half. TBK, another short stroker kick. Oh no, this could be dangerous. Angie Slugger.
Oh, Wellman!
He'll be chased down. Who's
Scott Sadler!
What an effort. And that is Sadler-like. That could be one that saves the Storm this game. If the Bulldogs cannot score off this set, you can thank that man, whoever pulled that rabbit out of the hat. Oh, what a chase down. That is all-time stuff there. Third tackle, the Bulldogs still knocking on the door. Couple tackles up their sleeve. Filippo Gould tries to barge across. Two-man effort to hold him. Fourth now, the Dogs. They'll go inside this to Casey Namina. The big fella is over. And the Bulldogs, they nearly gave this one away, but they made it count in the end. Casey Namina, too big, too strong. Over for the Dogs.
Yeah, great crash play there. The Storm, they were worried about the danger man out the back, Marshall and Metcalf, who's just come on. Not worried about what's in front of them. Casey Namina, an easy try there for the Bulldogs after all. And yeah, the Storm, they're going to have to really improve on their defense. Like I said, they can't get complacent. There's a long way to go in this game. 20 minutes. The subs for the Storm will be coming on now. The subs have just come on for the Bulldogs, and only a few minutes left for both. I believe it's Kobe Johnston and Will Kay. So a lot of changes coming very shortly.
edge of the seat stuff here from Melbourne. What a game of footy we've seen in this prelim. Has the potential to be one of the greatest prelims at the moment. Storm up by 8. We spoke about that penalty goal earlier in the first half, the 2-point difference maker that opened this game. Could it be the difference maker by the end of it? We'll have to wait and see. And looks of nerves and tension about the Amy Park crowd. And a bit of optimism and and just hope from the Bulldogs fans in the southeastern corner that have made the trip here. And they're a rowdy bunch, but at Amy Park, with the flags, the drums, the atmosphere that it brings, it is one tough venue to win at, especially in a game of this magnitude. Third tackle, they shift it left, the Dogs. They're trying something different. TTM, he'll try and make magic happen. They're in kick formation, potential 40-20. Thomas Wallace will have a crack, but he'll just send it downfield. Tries to get Corey Bell back on his bike, and they'll meet him on the return there. The Bulldogs probably trying to settle into their defensive game to see them out and just hoping they can force a mistake or just wait for the Storm to force their own mistake, because I mean, there's just not much you can do when you're chasing points other than make your tackles and try and capitalize on your attacking sets. But third tackle, the Storm marching inside Dogs half now. Jack Jimmy back on through the middles, and he's not afraid to run it at some of these big blokes. Namina, Wallace, Johnston, you name it. You cannot be afraid. You cannot shy away from the challenge in this sort of a game. Fifth tackle now, the Storm gonna look to equip with it, targeting that side of the field he's been looking at all night. It could pay dividends once again. Oh, and Angie Slugger's done it twice. Lightning can in fact hit the same place twice. Angie Slugger, I thought he would have been gone if he just had a bit more space. Well, that could have been dangerous for the Dogs, but it has just turned on its head now, and the Storm have a chance to put a nail in the coffin.
I mean, they sure do here. It could be real hard if they can score here. Real quick shout out to Acquit with it. That's a big hit off the ball there. But Acquit with it, what a game he's having just in this second half. He stood up with his kicking game, and he is impressing. So we'll see what the Storm can do with this position.
Mason Remy taking the charge, second tackle, and the Storm, they look comfortable in this sort of a position, but this Dogs line, they are going to get after it. They are going to do everything in their power to try and stop points from being scored. And Cruz Spencer may have just broken the hearts of every single person in Belmore, Bankstown, and the lot, you name it. That is clutch stuff there from Cruz Spencer. And will the Storm, they are cruising to a third grand final appearance now. They just have to see out this league.
Yeah, they've just got to hold on here, the Storm. Possibly 14 points up with about 14 minutes left. I mean, that's a 3-score game. I don't know if the Bulldogs have that in them. I'm not going to say they don't, because as soon as I say that, I've jinxed the Storm, but they're very happy. There's smiles on the faces. There's high fives all over the stadium. That is a great try from Cruz Spencer, topping off one of the best rookie centre seasons we've seen.
Cruz Spencer, take a bow. Those are the sorts of tries that you remember in a game like this. 14 minutes away from a grand final. The Bulldogs, this is where we're gonna see what they're made of. Can it be done? Can the underdog story, the comeback story, be achieved in this one? Because the Storm have just put pedal to the metal and have not looked back in this game. The Bulldogs trying to unsettle them early, getting stuck into them with the aggressive physicality sort of footy, and the Storm have just not taken one backward step. You've got to give them a credit. Well-oiled machine, but still a game to finish here. A grand final to book themselves in, equipped with it. A beautiful kick downfield, and TTM with a tough challenge to return it from his own end goal, trying to go coast to coast, but the Storm will not let that happen. And well, when you're the Bulldogs, what do? Do you just swing it around and Do you just throw the game plan out the window and just see what you can make out there on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure what you do here for the Bulldogs. I think you try and give it to TTM as much as possible. Try and work it through. Maybe Damien Moana and Daniel Hellier can scheme something together. Didn't happen like I thought it would. Moana's actually stayed at 5'8" this game, so that has kind of changed how they changed up since how they're performing. And
Damien Moana tried to go for the 40-20. He's going to cut you off, Will, but that one was a clutch moment. And Moana just could not hit the sweet spot off the footy. And now the Storm, a full set inside opposition half.
Oh,
this could be dangerous. The Amy Park crowd loving what they're seeing. Kobe Kelly with a double step. The Kelly shuffle. Third tackle, the Storm inside the red zone. Yet again, they've been here what feels like a majority of this game. Because they are just putting everything they've got into this final wave of attack, this final blitz towards the grand final. Inside the 20 they are. 10 minutes to go from Melbourne. It is the Storm up 32-18. Big kick from TBK. Finds the open space.
Oh.
They rush to it. Columbus off the return. And he nearly gets put 6 feet under when he catches that one. But a brave effort from the Bulldogs, and now it's now or never. They got to make something here. TTM, where is he? Get him the footy. There he is. Oh, and it's picked off from Ryan Wilmot. That's got to be the game, Will. That's got to be game, set, and match. Crucial, vital error. And the Storm, if they score, well and truly, this game is done, and the Storm are into their third consecutive grand
Well, you can't hide the smile on Will K's face after that intercept. That is simply brilliant. Ryan Wilmot just doing a perfect read in the Storm. They score a try here. They've just put themselves... Well, I mean, they're already basically there, but they score a try here. That's just the icing on the cake. It's just a bit of extra sauce. And maybe it's going to be Manu Farfili. He likes one from here, but not quite to be... yeah, I mean... They're booked in here. And the Storm fans, they're already celebrated. They're actually not really watching the game anymore. They're all on their phone booking tickets, if they haven't already, to Sydney. To go fight either the Dolphins or the Tigers. But yeah, there's often not a phone in sight. There is only phones in sight here at Amy Park.
Yeah, and the cost of tickets are going rapidly through the roof. So Storm supporters, Storm members, make sure you book your tickets right now. Get in nice and early because your team is going to the grand final yet again. Pure dominance from this Melbourne Storm team that has just risen to the occasion, and you can't fault the effort of the Bulldogs, especially that opening first half. They were just stuck into it, but I don't know, did they blow the fuse too early and not leave enough gas in the tank for the long run? Because Melbourne they've capitalised, they've made it count, and heartbreak for the defending premiers. They will bow out in these prelims. Daniel Hellier's final game as a Bulldog. Will he be back in the future? Will he return to his beloved hometown club? Marshawn Metcalf, another one on the move as well.
Namina.
All these great players. Another high
Send him
tackle,
off.
frustration kicking in. And the Amy Park crowd, they are just getting stuck into these Bulldogs. It has been that sort of a battle, hostility, tension, moments of just absolute aggression. And it has made for a dominant brand of footy that we've seen tonight. Both teams bringing the best out of each other. And the Storm, while in prime position to just see this one out. 5 minutes to go here from Amy Park, 32-18. Melbourne looking to just pin another nail in the coffin. Send a statement for the opposition that they will face in the grand final. This is going to be huge. This is going to be one that you do not want to miss next week, grand final day. It's the grandest day of the SRL calendar. Ryan Wilmot, how good has he been tonight? All over the footy. Big moments, big interceptions. Fifth and last, a grubber. Oh, and Johnny Columbus wrapped up, but the Storm not giving in. And they're going to force a set repeat here.
Well, it's the story of the night here for the Melbourne Storm, isn't it? Just effort in every area of tonight. They have shown effort and have shown nothing but effort. They have not really given much to the Bulldogs at times. I'm sure at times maybe not making the most of their opportunities, but they've been patient and they've been disciplined, and I think that's what's won them the game tonight.
Yeah, this was a game where Melbourne just they played to the occasion. This is one of their best displays of footy I've seen from them all season, and one hell of a time to bring it out. Book yourself a spot in the grand final. And oh man, how good is it going to be? Melbourne through to another big dance. The Bulldogs, a resilient, brave effort from them, but not enough on the night.
Cheeky kick. Not much going on there from TBK, Sonny. It's actually, Sonny's had to step out of the box for a second, so I'll be closing off the game here. Filippo Gould taking a hit up, and the Bulldogs, they've also given it back. They've also given a lot of effort here tonight. Isn't that right, Sonny?
Yes, that is right. Sorry, my mum's here. She found where I was hiding in the commentary box. So luckily it's at the end of the game because we're off to Swan Street. We're going to party this one in Richmond alongside some of my former teammates here. It's been a great night, great brand of footy from the Storm. Well earned their spot. You know, everyone that always writes them off, you cannot write off a well-oiled machine. The Storm have done it yet again, proving their worth, proving their dominance in the SRL. Full time from Amy Park, 32-18. And the Melbourne Storm have booked themselves another grand final appearance. History in the making, awaiting the boys from Melbourne next week. And Will Kay has done it again, led his side to a monumental victory here in Melbourne. And I'll let you revel in the glory now because I'm going to make a move, an early exit from the box. But it's been a privilege commentating this one. Congratulations to the Storm. Commiserations to the Dogs. And take it away, Will. Enjoy.
Thank you very much, Sonny. And wow, what a game tonight from both teams. Corey Bell with a double. Kobe Kelly, Kane Nielsen, Crew Spence. A lot of Ks in the box tonight. In the try-scoring box, that is. They've done very, very well. And Namina, Tedesco, Maxwell all scoring a single for the Bulldogs. Possession almost 60% to the Storm with 28 from 32. The Bulldogs about 10 less completed sets, 18 from 27. That's 13 errors. Quite a lot. The Storm only one error at half time, made 4 in that second half. The Bulldogs made about 5. Tackles, about 50 more to the Bulldogs, which goes with the possession, you'd think. Missed tackles also a lot more, but line breaks very similar from both teams. And I think that really showed throughout the game that the Bulldogs were very dangerous up until about that 65-minute mark. As we'll move on to some individual stats here tonight, and it's going to be James Thorne, 239 run meters. He had a fantastic game tonight, a try assist, 22 tackles, 0 missed. That's just elite stuff from him. Big game from Corey Bell tonight. He was a bit quiet in that first half, but that second half he stood up, 12 tackles, 3 missed. 8 line breaks though, as well as 2 tries. Really, really kicked into gear in that second half to pull the Storm home. Kobe Kelly had an absolute cracker of a game. So did Maverick Oldfield. So the back three all firing for Melbourne. Wilmot and Manu Philly both playing very well in the front row and second row respectively. And obviously a couple of different positions in between that as well. And equipped with it, I mean, he was great tonight with his kicking. So he should really be commended for his efforts. Will Kay, absolute bum tonight. TBK got 2 try assists as well. And then everyone else doing their jobs, what was expected of them for Melbourne. Really great stuff. We'll move on now to look at the Bulldog stats, and Filippo Gould was easily the best out there for tonight for the Bulldogs. 189 run meters from 21 runs, 4 line breaks, a tackle break, 17 tackles, only 1 missed. He was everywhere, and he was making some meters in some crucial moments that really helped out the Bulldogs and helped him down the field. TTM, another great game from him in finals, scored a try, got a try assist. Around 161 run meters, but the Storm just knew how to lock him down in that second half, and ultimately that's what won them the game. Tedesco, another great showing at hooker. I think that he has a lot of future in that position. However, he did miss 6 tackles tonight, so the Storm obviously targeting him through the middle. Cambolo, a great game from him on the wing. Johnston played well, and hell yeah, another decent game from him. Just couldn't quite get involved as he probably wanted to in his final game as the Bulldogs, as a Bulldog, sorry, and they will send him off with a loss here, but a loss in Melbourne. So if you're going to lose, best place in the world to lose. Filippo Gould, TTM, hell yeah, Namina, Metcalf, I think that's it. All departing at the end of the season here for the Bulldogs. So congratulations for the career that they've had the Bulldogs so far, and best of luck elsewhere. We wish you the best in the future. The Melbourne Storm through to the grand final for this Sunday. Make sure you tune in. They're once again here. It's getting maybe boring at this point. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate in my DMs because the Storm have made it again. We'll see. Anyway, I've been Kilway. It's been a pleasure to have you. Make sure you tune in on this Sunday for more SRL action.
Up the storm, baby. Let's go.